Yeah, and I mean, in terms of MS, we've talked about this plenty in our own little world, Cinderin, but I have been very vocal that I have not been a fan of the
30
new EG
seconds to go.
roster compared to the last because on
Do
paper it just doesn't
you
really make
love
that much
me?
sense. MSS actually makes more sense technically. I mean, he's been playing four
Hmm.
for quite a while, but obviously before that he was position three for many years. So we'll see if it works out. And like the panel talked about, he's been practicing three as of late because I mean, picking Viper feels like it's one of those. You know what? Just take this hero. He's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, you know,
Battle
And I
very
will
begins.
easy to
say,
play hero.
I think we're pretty much in agreement that I think both of us think MSS is one of the biggest talents from the region, right? And he's been so for years. MSS a very stable NA player. His most practiced roles being position 3 and 4. I think a player like MSS can pretty quickly adapt between the two. We had our questions about Nightfall going from position 1 to 3, which I think in some cases is a bigger transformation actually than 4 to 3. You're playing a different lane. You're playing a very different like farm priority. Many times the 3 and 4 are more similar in net worth to the 1 and 3, right? Like the responsibility and the shot calling you get to make from the roles are different. But, you know, people are going to speculate now that he isn't playing, like what's going on, etc. It's all speculation. We don't really know apart from the logistics comment. So we're just going to take things at face value and look at MSS playing his one of his best roles here.
Yeah, and I mean, what Lacoste also said, which is in the announcement for EG, is they literally said that Nightfall will be back for season 2. So this does sound very much so like a temporary thing. But I think the thing that shocked me the most between this like roster shuffle, if you want to call it that, is that MSS did not find a team. How is that possible?
He
That
must
is
have got offers
insane
that
to
he
me.
turned down, I think. Like, at least from my perspective, he should be one of the hottest pickups you can get in the region.
Yeah.
And one of his competitors, if you were to look at it
Oh,
from...
Z-Freak.
Did he actually get
He's stuck
surrounded?
in his creeps. Yeah, but he does TP back to safety.
I was going to say, if you looked at it from a position 3 perspective, which might not have been MSS's first priority to begin with, but one of the players that would rival him for that spot would have been Lelis, but he went to Alliance in Europe, so he didn't even have that competition on the spot to find a team, right? Not sure. Maybe he took a break. Maybe the offers he got weren't appealing enough to him. Maybe he specifically was aiming to play 4, didn't find anything, and now he's settling to play as a stand-in this time. Whatever it is. Could be
Well, if
many
you
things.
look at it, EG right now has 3 position 4 players, if you want to call it that. Jerax, Crit, and now MSS, but we'll see if it works out for them. Let's talk about the laning situation here. Arteezy is going to be playing the Terrorblade, of course, with Jerax on that Snapfire versus Z-Freaks, Spirit Breaker, and Moo, position 3 IO. Your thoughts on this lane?
I think IO Spirit Breaker are going to farm, but it's not that easy to find kills on Terrorblade. Maybe on level 3, if IO gets Spirits, and especially level 4 and 5, the magic damage could become interesting. Obviously, Terrorblade is playing with no safety. Only a Snapfire cookie to reposition there. Compared to, say, any sort of sustainability against all that damage that comes out in time. But from the beginning, this is a very easy lane for Terrorblade. There's not much pressure that IO Spirit Breaker are going to put when you have some sort of protection. They tried to pull the wave and disconnect the lane a little bit, but Jerax, like you saw earlier, did a good job cornering Z-Freak and forcing him to TP away. So all in all, I think EG are pretty happy up there. Bottom lane, I like Treant with Drow, and I actually think Treant is a really good... Oh, he might be in trouble. He has to TP here. He's a very good friend for Drow in this lane just because of how extremely valuable Living Armor is against Tag Team. That should be the difference maker that allows Costabile to lane here pretty much scot-free. And you're really happy with that playing against Viper, right? If you're just farming, that's awesome. That hero is meant to destroy you in lane, and he isn't doing it right now.
Yeah, and then the one lane we haven't discussed is mid Gunner Invoker, the Quas Wex Invoker versus Abed's Kunkka. How does this match up typically? I mean, there's a lot of regen, obviously, on the Invoker side. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
I'd say in the last couple of months in general, this has been, including at TI, this has been considered a Kunkka favored lane. I've seen Invokers do better and better. Oh, Huskin's in trouble here. He's actually just going to die. Crit, first blood.
First blood.
Nice and easy.
EG.
Oh, that's a good cookie. Moo. A couple more hits from Arteezy would do it.
Gonna walk away as Moo. No, looks like he will get away scot-free. Pops that wand. Z-Freak gets a nice little bash on Arteezy. Just keep him at bay.
But yeah, the Kunkka Invoker matchup was considered Kunkka favored at TI, but lately, especially Quas Exort Invokers have been doing well, if not even winning the lane. And you can see right now Gunnar playing Quas Wex against Abed, and the lane is a wash.
Cool.
So
Top lane again. Beautiful cookie from Jerax, and that's going to be a kill onto Moo. So they do successfully get him finally. As Z-Freak getting pushed back as Arteezy just going to farm away with that meta. Jerax pretty much out of mana now, so Z-Freak is fine.
yeah, Moo will have a TP to connect back up here, but obviously a pretty major setback. They got a lot of value out of this Metamorphosis, EG, getting the kill, getting Arteezy a lot of extra CS, and he's looking great to begin with. Obviously, the Drow matchup is something to be a little bit worried about. It's not just Drow. You know, Drow usually has a good matchup against Terrorblade because of the ult, but there's also Alacrity. And Drow can be very overpowering for Terrorblade if she has good farm, and so far it's going... It's not as good as Terrorblade's, but it's stable, to say the least. So I don't think, if you're a Four Zoomers fan, you're not too worried about seeing a farmed Arteezy in this game, as long as Costabile as well as Gunnar are having their own, then they have solutions later on.
Okay. Speaking of Arteezy, top lane gets brought down by Moo and Z-Freak together, so...
Oh, that was even only level 1 Spirit.
Jerax, they knew that he had left the lane, but he is mid lane with the X marks from Abed. Gunnar gonna get hit, and they do have vision with that cookie and a couple right clicks. Wait, Living Armor's gonna save him for now. Torrent, it will actually connect. Wow. Abed, great. Great 50-50 there, Synderen.
But is it a 50-50 when it's Abed, though?
Yes, I'd still say so. I mean, 50-50 is good odds for Kunkka.
That is true. That's a good torrent ratio without X. 50-50 with X is your torrent ratio on Kunkka.
That is actually probably giving me extra credit there. So it's probably worse.
I'm a good friend. We talked about this earlier, right?
It's because of the tick rates of the servers.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That's the reason. And the hertz of my monitor.
Very, very good shards here from Crit.
Yep, Costabile stuck in the shards for now. There's the support from Husky, but the cookie's going to ensure yet another kill going the way of EG. So 4-1 advantage for them.
I thought Costabile was going to skill Gust level 4 in this lane. For that reason. It's such a big spell to have against the Tusk. But has opted to go 2-0-2, and in that situation might have lived with the Gust point. Will, of course, allow him to play more aggressively when they are ahead, but that's not really what is bound to happen in this lane very often. That you get ahead and start playing aggro. Oh, Husky. The cookie's going to miss.
Husky. Oh, Jerax. Yeah, I think that's the first cookie he has missed all game, is Tornado coming in, not going to connect. Z-Freak coming into the fray as well with that charge, but TP supports from EG could try to turn this around. It looks like Jerax is going to save himself with that snowball. And looks like Gunnar is going to be taking the brunt of the damage here, Cinder. And so EG, in terms of kills, are doing quite well right now. Obviously, Moo just hitting level 6 now, so if he ends up putting a point and relocating and trying to get something going here for Four Zoomers.
Yeah. He's closing in on Holy Locket as well. Something to not underestimate about their lineup is just the raw amount of sustain that they will eventually have, right? You've got IO with Locket, potentially mech later. You've got Treant, Living Armor, which is going to be leveled up. So far, so good, definitely for EG. They're finding some nice kills, and I love the rotation there from both Abed as well as Crit coming in with the save on Jerax. They're going to be probably looking for more of these plays sooner rather than later, because once that sustain comes out, you could have slight concerns for their damage capabilities aside from Terrorblade, right? If Terrorblade is not in the fight and IO has Mech Locket, you might struggle to bring these heroes down with what you've got. It's going to take a while. So rather keep up the pace here.
Costabile, oh, he's going to run right into Crit and Jerax in his own triangle, still only level 5. And that is going to be an easy one for EG, and they get some wards up there in the meantime.
Yeah, nice.
And if you look at the mid matchup, Cinder, and Abed versus Gunnar, in terms of, I know some of these are neutral creeps, of course, but Abed close to doubling the CS here. Actually over doubling the CS now of Invoker.
Yeah, they ganked Gunnar mid once, and his rotation bottom failed, and he got counter-ganked there as well. So died those 2 times, even though Abed didn't get the kills, obviously has way more free time while the Invoker is dead and making the rotations to begin with. And Abed's just going to keep scaling. So, funnily enough, this lane was very even until they started moving. Yeah, they will get this tower. Mid tower needs to be held here, though, for Four Zoomers. I would imagine they're not just going to give this one up, or are they? Just flat out sacrificing mid tier 1 minute 9.
They are keeping people in.
They have Living Armor. They can't give this.
Charge onto Abed. Still Z-Freak level 4, so no Nether Strike to work with. That'll buy them a little bit of space here. No creep wave for EG. It looks like they want to continue on with that little shredder. I don't see why not. I think it's going to go down one way or the other, and will be taken by Crit himself.
That is a huge grab for them. 9 minutes and getting that mid tower with this lineup. Would not have expected that at the start of this game. It is a little bit of space technically. Yeah. Well, Costabile needs to be careful again. They're really not giving him much space. In the meantime, Arteezy is just getting almost everything he wants. Like, not completely full free farm, but he definitely has a good amount here, sitting at the 62 compared to the 41 of Drow.
Oh, the smoke pops. Jerax knows he's in the vicinity. Costabile. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, there is a relocate coming. Do they have enough time to buy here? As MSS comes in as well with the Viper Strike. Costabile looks to be super dead. They're going to get the trade onto Jerax, but it is a support for a position 1. It's turning into a good old-fashioned team fight now as Crit gets a Walrus Punch on the move, has his relocate, but he gets X'd and is be brought back in quick succession. So 2 quick kills for EG again, and only cost them their position 5 Snapfire. Looks like EG is getting absolutely everything that they want, Synderen.
Yeah, and let's remember how important this series is for them as well, right? EG is sitting at a 2-for-2 score in the division right now. If EG wants a chance to go to the major, they need to win every series they have left, more or less guaranteed. There's 2 teams at the top of the board right now with 4-0. The region only has 2 slots. Those 2 teams are playing after the series. That will be Quincy Crew against Undying. So if EG wins against the loser there, they could secure themselves a tiebreaker for second if everything else gets won out, which is the way, it looks relatively likely, at least at the top of the board. So this series is EG are on their last leg, basically.
Yeah, for sure. Z-Freak's going to get caught out. The perma-stun from EG overall. Down he goes, 9-2. 3K net worth lead at 11 minutes. Pretty big. As, like you said, Arteezy just continuing to farm completely uncontested. I mean, he's level 8. He has the Dragon Lance. And I would assume goes for the casual Yasha, and then I'm not sure what you would go after that for this game. What are your thoughts? By the way, I just need to interject. Gunnar does not have Midas yet. So he had his urn relatively early, but he's gotten ganked a couple times.
Yeah.
So still sitting on the Gloves of Haste.
Oh, they found Mu again, bottom.
Yeah, not looking good for him. Boat will connect, and Abe gets credit for that one.
I think Manta is actually very good this game. You solve the problem against Treant ults. You solve Gust.
Z-Freak wanted to find a kill on the MSS, but finds his way in the midst of a couple more EG players. It's just going to break things up completely.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, Synderen.
No, it's all good. We got to call out the action that isn't happening. I think Arteezy going for Manta here would be solid. You get out of Overgrowth, you get out of Gust. You have a way of disconnecting from Invoker's combo as well. You can dodge EMP. Arteezy very known for his Manta dodges. Should be a nice item here. Alternatively, you could also just go the stat heavy route, get a quick Scotty, and just be too tough to take down for the Drow. I think both builds work. He hasn't quick bought anything just yet. Oh, charge. Moves in trouble again.
The bot lane. Viper Strike from MSS into the Walrus Punch. Will be enough damage. Mortimer's Kisses from afar. Jerax kill secures that bad boy. And EG continuing to roll here. See if they actually commit to this tier 1 in the bot lane. They're going to continue on in the jungle, looks like.
Yeah, they're trying to see if they can find any extras rotating down to defend, but doesn't seem to be the case, so bottom tower is the next objective. This is shaping up to be an absolute stomping by EG, by the way, and that's something I think that's going to be really inspiring for a lot of the EG fans out there who have been, disappointed in the beginning of the season. Like, where is the old EG? Where is this, almost guaranteed major slot in the region? They do seem to be waking up, at least in this game. The question is if it's all too late. And that's what we will be finding out over the next couple of weeks. But so far, so good here. Z-Freak. Good tornado counter, though.
Z-Freak. Tornado from Gunnar. Keep things at here. Crit. Trying to get away. That Cold Snap is going to keep him in place. Gets off the Walrus Punch, and you can see the multi-shot from afar. A nice stun from Husky getting off that route. Abed has the BKB activated, but he's getting decimated by 4 Zoomers. So nice 2 kills here for 4 Zoomers after a very, very rough start.
That's a pretty major gold swing they got out of that. Was that almost 2K gold? Weren't they like 5K down? Maybe it was only 1,000, but a decent-ish swing there.
All you have to do is let me.
It looks to be about 1,300 net worth swing there.
Yep. Surprisingly enough for me, the win expectancy of the game has basically been staying afloat at a 4 Zoomers advantage for the most of the game, even though they've been behind on gold. Now sitting at 53%, even down 3k minute 14. So Gaben just loves Drown, man. He made an Arcana for the hero for a reason, and it's
Yeah, but he's not using the Arcana. That defeats the entire purpose.
that's why the win percentage is this high. If you do use Arcanas, it is known, it is a fact that people that use cosmetics use it as a to compensate for lack of skill, which is why you love every set.
That's true. I can't argue there, Cinderin. Continuing to bash me left, right, and center. Abed.
It's what I do. It's what friends do.
Had his
I've read that.
BKB. I've read that in books about how to make friends.
Be an asshole.
Constantly.
People love it.
EG have smoked up. That is an American culture thing that is bleeding towards the rest of the world, of course. Looks like Z-Freak's going to take... Oh,
good
charge.
Right.
He takes off. That's exactly what I was going to say. Charges to safety.
Yep.
Charging towards Jerax, so Jerax actually in kind of a precarious spot here. Obviously doesn't know that he's being spotted.
I think he's going to live.
This looks to
what
be
do you
an
think?
easy kill. Yeah, maybe next time.
He got the
he
courier.
gets the courier first, though. All right.
Clutch.
I think that is anti-clutch from 4 Zoomers, more so than clutch. Just a random-ass courier there. Jesus. It has,
well, in all
drums of
fairness, they
endurance,
only
by the
saw
way.
Jerax there for 15 seconds before the curve.
Yeah. It's a good saving grace there.
Yep.
As Moose still rounding out towards a mechanism. That was his courier, by the way, so...
Yep, it wasn't
quite
with the
finish it
mech
yet.
on it, though.
No, it was not. Husky gonna get punched in the air. There's the guts that you were talking about, but looks like they're gonna get a freebie on the Treant Protector. Crit. His earn right now gets off the snowball to start. Abed. That's a nice dodge onto the EMP as a result, but now puts him in a weird spot. Abed has to pop his BKB. Mortimer's kisses from afar. Another strike onto Abed. He's still in the midst of things, but they can't do any damage to him with that BKB activated. That's a second kill for EG in this engagement. They lose their Tusk, though. Z-Freak continuing to charge, has a Viper Strike applied. Like he'll be able to walk away safely, and this fight might be over unless Gunnar can get a nice catch here.
Snap. Earn.
Full snap to start, but multi-shot doing quite a bit of damage with the EMP connecting as well. Sunstrike to follow. It is enough. Gunnar. Invoker God indeed. There's the X marks onto Z-Freak, but most of the damage is going to be onto MSS. I don't think they can save him here. So another good engagement for 4 Zoomers. EG just sticking around a little bit too long.
Freak.
Freak. He's going to get caught in the ice shards again. Walrus punch to follow.
Oh, good mech.
He is so tanky on Z-Freak, though, with this living armor. That's gonna
Mech,
be yet
living
another
armor,
kill set away from
locket.
EG.
Wow, an actually funny voice line from Kid Invoker. Who would have thought? All right, mid tower is going to go down. Costa Villa will claim this with
Complimented
the
a child for
Alacrity.
once. Your hatred is not as deep as I thought.
I actually liked that voice line. That was pretty funny. All right, so this begs the question, where is Arteezy, right? We've played for the last 5 minutes. EG have been opting to take a lot of fights, and they have not brought the Terrorblade at all. These fights are losses because they're playing them 4v5, and I understand sometimes you feel the necessity to make these moves to, you know, make space for your carry. If Arteezy doesn't want to fight before he has his Manta, which is now completed, I think that's totally fine, but perhaps the rest of the team a little bit over-eager to, you know, get involved then. They could have played it more defensively, wait for the Terrorblade's timing and bring all 5. But they did opt to go for these fights, and I think, honestly, they've kind of just brought 4 Zoomers back into the game with this recklessness that they've shown on the map. 4 Zoomers just grouping up as 5 and winning fights. Only 1k lead now for EG.
Perhaps playing a little bit too cocky. I mean, they do have a bunch of heroes that want to fight, right? Like outside of Terrorblade, all these heroes want to have these little skirmishes, but like you said, 5v4 is an issue.
It's hard to take skirmishes
especially with a sustain of IO.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. If you're fighting in an outnumbered position against a sustain-heavy lineup, that is usually a recipe for disaster, right? Because by being 4 heroes, you have less damage than if you're 5 heroes. Did you know that? And you know.
Wow, that's math.
Yep.
That's what I've been hearing about in the NA. Is there's a Viper Strike on Abed's trying to walk away. The Cold Snap was keeping him at bay for now, but there's the boat's going to give a lot of damage mitigation. Z-Freak is going to be the first to fall in this engagement as Husky looks to be next. Arteezy has joined the fight, ladies and gentlemen. 2 dead in the blink of an eye in favor of EG. Looking for Moo now. Gets off the tether, though, so we'll be able to walk away safely.
2 supports. It's something for EG, not the biggest, but they will, of course, take this opportunity to invade the triangle, farm the Ancients. Roshan
How was that a Forged Spirit? Do you see those Forged Spirits? It literally looks like a courier.
Glance value is intact.
Wow. I'm shocked.
You love that, of course.
I do. Yeah. Now that I know what it is, it's great.
Now that wait, what is that? Oh, I love it because I couldn't tell what it is.
Yeah,
Great.
adds flavor.
I think we should have a courier that is a bicycle delivery service. How about that?
Sure. Why not?
Yes. You'll love it.
I mean, if we can have a turtle viper, Cinderin, we can have anything. You're welcome for that one, by the way.
Good. I feel like that's more recognizable than that was as a Forge Spirit. Not gonna lie.
The courier is now chasing Jerax in the top lane, by the way. Gunner's gonna TP on top of the courier. That is actually a Forged Spirit. Jerax.
How to Train Your Dragon?
Stuck inside the trees. Looks like he is donezo.
All right.
Nice pick off there from Gunner.
So yeah, EG, they did invade the triangle, get that Ancient stack, but they didn't Roche. It's something their lineup is pretty damn good at, right? You've got Terrorblade as well as Tag Team and the Snapfire Medallion plus Little Shredder, but the heroes that they killed were not high enough priority and they didn't have enough time to get it done. So Roche currently sitting on 3/4 health. He is healing up pretty quickly though. We'll have full health in about 100 seconds. That is 1 minute and 40 seconds, Shannon.
Okay, thank you.
So if neither team tries to engage there, he will be full health in 1 minute and 30 seconds now, because 10 seconds have just passed.
So if you're EG in this spot, Cinderin, are you still fine to continue to fight as long as Terrorblade has the meta, or are you waiting for some sort of a different timing now?
I think Arteezy's Scotty is a really good moment to go again. He's 2k away. That should take him about 3 to 4 minutes with his current GPM. Probably more likely 3 minutes if he doesn't die. Then you can group up, make a smoke move, and maybe get Roche. All right, Jerax. That's
lane. Crit. Gonna get saved by Jerax here. Just creating space, perhaps. Sunstrike is not gonna connect. As the 2 walking couriers, aka Forged Spirits, continue to dive. That's one way to know is that they are walking, Cinder. They have wings. They're like dodo birds. They just can't actually fly.
What are other birds that can't fly?
God, I'm sure
there's a type of pigeons that can't fly, right?
Oh God, pigeons that can't fly. Isn't that what they call a rat?
Flamingos. Ostriches.
Okay. Oh, that's true. Ostriches are. That would make a great courier, by the way. They're very mean.
Yeah, but what would the upgrade do?
Turn into a horse, flying horse.
Okay, yeah, they definitely fly. That's true. Thank you.
You're welcome. Looking at some item timing here for both respective teams. MSS has had this Spirit Vessel for quite a while, going for Boots of Travel this late. What do you? I mean, I know Viper's a really slow hero, but does this feel a little slow to you?
I don't know if I'm a fan of this. I get the idea, right? You want to be able to stay on top of targets, and Viper likes to buy this item, but I'm a little bit worried for him that if anything connects on him, like Spirit Breaker or Invoker gets a spell combo, Overgrowth, he's just going to die too easily as a Viper who, you know, generally wants to stay alive for a long time in fights because the damage takes so long to ramp up. On the flip side, though, if you're going on the Viper as Radiant, you're giving more space to the Terrorblade, so perhaps that's okay. Uh-oh.
Jerax, cold snap. He's going to get EMP'd as well, but the X is going to save him for now. Tornado going to be dodged, but there comes the charge from Z-Freak. Should be a kill onto Jerax.
Yep.
Other items, by the way, that are kind of big. Abed about to finish off his AC. Gunner just finished his BKB recently. So I would assume that the poor Zoomers are going to want to fight here relatively shortly now that he has the BKB and Costa Bile has both the Hurricane Pike and Manta.
Yeah,
I mean,
Drow
what's
is
the next
starting to
item
get strong
for
here.
Drow this game?
Oh, what's good? I think Scotty would be fine. Don't know. I kind of wouldn't mind Butter, to be honest. You're playing against Terrorblade, Tusk, and Viper. I think that could be decent. Currently queuing up a Crystallis, however, so maybe straight Daedalus? It's also okay.
Okay.
You might change your build as Drow in this game because of the defensive line you have, right? You have both Io and Treant protecting you. so perhaps you can just go for that rampant damage upgrade with Overcharge. Daedalus should be the best gold damage per gold he can buy. So, oh, they found Drow.
There's a smoke from EG. You can see the snowball initiation. Kostabile's in a lot of trouble. Gonna get forced staff to safety for now. And the heals from Mu are absolutely crazy, trying to turn this around. Tusk has been first to fall. Looks like Mu will be the trade, though. Now with all that sustain, we'll see if EG want to continue this fight. Z-Freak popped his newly picked up BKB. The EMP actually decimating the mana pool of EG, so they might have to back here for a moment.
Yeah, I think if you're 4 Zoomers, you're pretty happy with this. You traded 1 for 1. It was a core for support.
Teammate. 4 Zoomers want to re-aggress here, but there's a Viper Strike on the gunner. Pops a BKB shortly after. MSS is going to die pretty much immediately, and there's Arteezy with the meta, completely surrounded now. He's getting completely destroyed by Kostabile, but closes the gap, so now that passive doesn't come to fray anymore. Getting forced out to safety, but that's just too much damage to withstand. 50 seconds on the deck, no buyback for Drow, as Arteezy is just going absolute ham. Triple kill for him. Even a buyback expended on the Treant. We'll see if EG wants to go for the old Roshan.
Yeah, I was just about to say, that was not bad for 4 Zoomers. They traded Io for Tusk, but that was an EG smoke, and they used meta. And now they opted to re-engage into this fight. So you're going to see the beginning of it here. With this catch, getting Drow out to safety here after the failed Force Staff, you should be pretty happy with this, like you traded 1 for 1. But I kind of get why Gunnar wants to re-engage. He knows there's no Terrorblade meta. He knows there's no Sunder. But Drow is already slightly exposed, coming up with half health up the high ground, and they immediately just identified and piled on him. This is the second part of the replay here. So getting that ice wall placed, they kill the Viper, but they use everything in their toolkit for this basically, and Arteezy can just, you know, go to town. They're trying to kill him, he manages it off.
Did they miss time how long the meta would last? When did he pop meta? Wasn't it at the beginning of the, like the very beginning of the fight? That's
a pretty major mistiming, right? Considering he's finishing the entire fight with it on.
That's why MSS is laughing. Yeah, I'm not sure when he actually popped it. I mean, he had to have had it at the beginning of the fight. That wouldn't really make any sense, but I mean, I like the idea of when you see somebody get X back to base that you just aggress to try to...
I totally get what they were going for. I don't feel like this wasn't like a total blunder or anything, but they were lacking a little bit in the damage department, and the fact that Spirit Breaker charged the Viper meant that that amount of protection that they need for the Drow against Terrorblade wasn't present. They really need Spirit Breaker charge to break up the Terrorblade in the fight. And didn't have it. So nice fight for EG. They claim Roche, and they are straight down mid lane to the tier 2. Arteezy picking up Blink Dagger. I think his mindset right now is, I literally just need to get on top of Drow and kill her, and then I can't die. So I think that's a pretty good read. Go straight Swift Blink, maybe? We'll see.
Sure, why not?
If you have the Blink already, it's pretty good value.
And it's a very expensive recipe. You actually would go for Swift Blink ahead of, I guess your inventory is getting kind of full, but looks like he's going to go Hurricane Pike, just upgrade that Dragon Lance first. Okay. Extra mobility to stick to Drow.
Oh, if you do look at the stats on Swift Blink and the fact that you've already bought the dagger, right? The upgrade itself gives you 6 seconds with 45 attack speed, 40% move speed, and 45 damage. And you know the type of fight in this game is all about who overpowers who among the carries, Terrorblade versus Drow. I think it's a pretty good expense. Oh, Husky.
Husky is dead.
Thank you.
I think the one thought process with the Hurricane Pike is, you know, obviously damage, whether it's a Blink Dagger or an upgraded Blink, it's going to get canceled with any damage. And mid-fight, Hurricane Pike just gives you more options to stick to Drow.
Pike is also fine, for sure.
Looks like this tier 2 tower is going to fall in the mid lane. Still have 2.5 minutes with this Aegis. We'll see what EG want to accomplish with this. They can get the bottom tier 2, maybe go for some outer towers on the top lane. Don't think it's high ground time yet, though.
No, it is a bit scary pushing high ground against Radiant's lineup. They've got a really good defensive line. They have Living Armor, Invoker, Spirit Breaker Charge, Multi-Shot. If you want to just flat out go high ground, I think you need a pretty major advantage, and the Aegis just isn't enough, I think. Z-Freak is toast.
Z-Freak dead.
Good catch.
You fought with such determination.
I think I would assume that play is just to try to push out the lanes, knowing that they're going to try to be pushing that lane during this Aegis timer anyway. But a good portion of EG are actually top lane, and this could be a really big kill on Kostabile. They're going to be scouting it out with their illusion.
They saw him.
Mu still has his ult, though. There's the Mortimer's Kisses. Arteezy jumps in, gets off the reflection. Meta as well. Mu is donezo. Costa Beely gets stuck inside the shard as well. And 4 Zoomers just falling apart now. Great play from EG though.
They even found Husky.
Yeah, the boat connects as well. Reflection to follow. And right clicks commence. Double kill for Arteezy. Still a whole minute to go with this Aegis. Looks like they'll try to get that tier 2 bot. Or maybe not.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
We'll definitely get 2
So,
towers top.
10k lead. 10k lead here for EG Cinderin. 4 Zoomers. What do they need to do? Is there a timing that just gives them the best chance? I mean, we talked about, I guess the Chrysalis is going to be the silver edge for Costa Beely.
I think the best timing that they have is when the Aegis expires. I don't know if you wait for any items. I'm not sure if it's going to favor you to complete anything because, you know, EG are controlling more of the map than you. They are scaling just as well as you, if not better. You know, if you wait for Drow to finish her Silver Edge, we can tell from our perspective that the Kunkka is going to have a Hex and Terrorblade will have his next item. So that wouldn't really be a good trade-off anyway. So I think, you know, look for it, smoke up now, ideally. The Aegis is expiring. EG are playing aggressive around the mid area. See if you can find an opportunity.
They're gonna have a full 70 seconds with no meta as well.
Yeah, it's a very good time.
Perhaps want to push out a little bit first. Crit. Hanging out in the shadows right now. Solar Crest is applied. And Mu trying to position himself nicely here. Zfreak gets the charge off. Gets torrented immediately. Abed, wow. That is very nice timing again. And 4 Zoomers trying to reset. Well, 40 seconds with meta on cooldown. Oh, that is a good... Blast Rig might be the item for Drow over Titan Sliver. Your thoughts? If Terrorblade's jumping, I mean, I guess Reflection is not really going to do anything.
Yeah, he can Manta off as well, right? I'm not sure if it's...
Yeah, true.
I don't... The armor is nice, but I think the active, or rather the passive on the Blast Rig won't really matter for much.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, MSS going to be scouting here with Xmart. Scouted nothing.
He just ran in circles.
Well, here comes the smoke, though. This is basically a game-deciding moment. If Zoomers lose this fight, they get double raxed. If they win it, it could be the beginning of a comeback. But I think they need to find not... I don't think they go on the Terrorblade. They need to find other targets first and kind of kite the Terrorblade around a little bit with their sustain and with Overgrowth, Charge, Tornado, and kill the easier targets first. Let's see what they find here. They're wrapping around.
The Freak taking the outpost right now, and they know that they're here now, I would assume. EG trying to... Oh, MSS on the cliff right now, thanks to his spider legs. Ice Shards will not trap anybody, and 4 Zoomers just a little bit too scared here in this engagement. Arteezy looks like he might find somebody. Abed with the X. I mean, any kill will be pretty valuable here. You can see the triple meteor surprise coming through. Crit jumps in with the Walrus Punch. Husky gets off the Overgrowth, and now Crit completely left by his team to die.
Yep.
Perhaps EG falls back here.
Don't underestimate those heals. And they're going to chase.
Ooh. Actually, yeah, taking the outpost so that if Crit buys back, can just TP and help out, which he will do exactly that. Abed pops the BKB, X marks on the Costa Beely with the boat. Not going to connect, but the right clicks from Arteezy. Whoop! Nice save from Aya, though. Although it's a baby blink. I thought that was back to base. Never mind, he's dead. Double kill for Arteezy. And Mu just going to go back to the grave as well. So 3 quick kills, costing EG only 1 buyback. Was that a misclick?
I don't think so. I think he wanted to relocate him slightly back so that they could still return to the fight and replay, but...
Well, he did exactly that, slightly.
Yeah, maybe a little bit further than that.
Hunter looks to be mega dead. Buyback from Tree is not going to save him. Still 2 buybacks to work with for 4 Zoomers, but the big one for Costa Beely, Drow, does not have his. So these buildings will be getting crushed by EG. 17k lead. That is mid-racks down very quickly. Looks like bottom's going to be next.
And this should be definitely the end of 2 lanes. I wonder if they're going to go for the 3rd. Okay, Gunner with the buyback. Do they want to try to hold their 2nd lane?
The Beely's up in 5 seconds.
They tried.
At least the melee racks, I think both are just going to go down.
All right.
Illusions take care of that. Arteezy blinks out to safety.
Essentially a
Has
wasted
silver edge
buyback.
now, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah. But he did get the Midas off, so efficiency, kind of.
Yeah, he got more XP per minute by buying back. That is generally the case.
Yeah.
Jerax.
Might get caught out here. Lotus Orb takes off the cold snap, but he gets gusted. I thought he got gusted at least, but either way, it looks like Drow is going to get destroyed. The first to die right after respawning, and that should be the end of game one, I would think. As Moo takes a tumble as well. Roche will be up in about a minute, but I'm not sure they really need it. Meanwhile, top Gunner gets Viper struck, and will actually TP out to safety. Arteezy still in the enemy base with a double damage rune. It can't go for megas yet. They need this tier 3 top, so they'll just
Go and hit that 4 times.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good try, Cinderant. Wrong as always.
It was a manner of speech.
How's your face? Does Z-Freak get the nice charge? Oh, tornado, or I should say meteor. 3 big balls come out, but it's not going to matter. They just have too much sustain, too many items to work with, and 4 Zoomers basically team wiped here. GG is called, so EG takes game 1 in quite convincing fashion after about the 12-minute mark, I want to say.
Yeah, I think to be a little bit critical of their play, I think mainly we had this like 3 to 4 minute span that they were fighting very aggressively as 4 while